Raspberry Stitch Beanie, Part 2. In Part 1 we learned how to work raspberry stitch in the round. We are now ready to work the decreases to the crown. We have 60 stitches. Check out the description for other projects that feature this stitch. In this project I'm using Freedom Wool by Twilley of Stamford. Now it's a chunky yarn requiring a 10mm needle, so for results similar to mine, marry the ball band tension. So let's begin round 1 of the decreases, and we are going to complete 4 sets of the main pattern as round 1. So what that means is purling and then knitting 1 and purling 1 as usual, and knitting 3 together, and that counts as 1 set. So we need 4 sets and then we can do 1 decrease. So for a second time, purl, knit, purl into the next stitch, and knit 3 together. That's 2 sets. Purl, knit, purl into the next stitch, knit 3 together. So that's 3 sets. And now for our 4th set, purl, knit, purl, knit 3 together. Pardon me, so we've now done 4 sets of the main repeat. Oh dear. Now we need to do our decrease, and simply by purling 1, because if we were following the main pattern we'd be purling 1, knitting 1, purling 1, wouldn't we, into that stitch. But simply by purling 1 we've decreased 2 stitches, because next we're knitting 3 together. So whereas we normally have 4 stitches, we're now down to 2 stitches, look there. So that's how the first part of the decrease happens. So we want to repeat that little section here that I've shown you throughout the rest of the round. So we want 4 sets now of the main pattern. So that's purl, knit, purl, and knit 3 together. That's 1 set. Purl, knit, purl, knit 3 together. That's 2 sets. Purl, knit, purl, and then let's bring these stitches up so that we can finish our 3rd set. And then for a 4th time, purl, knit, purl, knit 3 together. That's our 4th set. Now we're going to do a decrease just by purling one. So we're not purl knit purling, we're simply purling one stitch and then knitting the next 3 together. So where we'd maintain 4 stitches, we've gone down to 2. And I'm just going to check that I have 5 sets of the main repeat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, that's 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to repeat this one last time. So our third and final set. So purl, knit, purl. Knit 3 together. So that's one set of the main pattern repeat. Purl, knit, purl, and knit 3 together, purl, knit, purl, knit 3 together, purl, knit, purl, and that's our 4th set of the main pattern, and we want 4 stitches remaining so that we can do our decrease by purling one and then knitting 3 together. So that's round 1 of the decreases. Round 2 is also a decrease round. So begin by purling 15 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and when you've purled 15 stitches, I want you to purl 3 together. So insert into the next 3 stitches and purl those 3 together. And we're going to repeat that sequence throughout the round. So purl 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now purl 3 together. And repeat one last time. purl 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We have 3 stitches remaining. That's exactly what we want because we're purling those last 3 stitches together. And if we were to do a stitch count now, there would be 48 stitches. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48. Fantastic. So now we are going to complete rounds 3 and 4 exactly as the main pattern repeat. So round 3 with the yarn to the back, because we are going to begin by knitting 3 together and then purling, knitting and purling into the next stitch. And we are going to do that throughout. So knit 3 together, purl, knit, purl into the same stitch. Knit 3 together and purl, knit, purl into the next stitch and keep going. Knit 3 together, purl, knit, purl, knit 3 together, purl, knit, purl. Knit 3 together and purl, knit, purl into the next stitch. Knit 3 together and purl, knit, purl into the next stitch. Knit 3 together, purl, knit, purl into the next stitch. So we're very close to the end of the round. Just keep maintaining that pattern. So knit 3 together, purl, knit, purl, knit 3 together and purl, knit, purl, knit 3 together and purl, knit, purl, knit 3 together and end with a purl, knit, purl on that last stitch there. So that's round 3 completed. Now for round 4, which is a nice break because it's as pattern and it's just a purl round. So just purling across all of our 48 stitches. Purl all the way to the marker. So that completes round 4. Now round 5 is a decrease round, very similar to round 1. So we are going to complete 3 sets of the main pattern. So purl, knit, purl into the first stitch. And knit 3 together. And we want 3 sets of the main pattern repeat, so that's 1 set. So now for a second, purl, knit, purl, and knit 3 together, so that's 2. Purl, knit, purl, and knit 3 together. We now have 3 sets of the main pattern we can now do our first decrease, and remember we just purled one, and by doing that we're decreasing 2 stitches because we're not purling into the same stitch, we're just purling one. Next, knit 3 together, and that whole sequence there that I've just shown you, we repeat 3 times to the end. So we want 3 sets of the main pattern, so that's purl, knit, purl, and knit 3 together, so that's 1 set. Purl, knit, purl, and then we want to knit 3 together when we bring this round. So I'm knitting 3 together so that I can finish that second set of the main pattern. Purl, knit, purl, and knit 3 together. That's our third set. Now decrease by purling 1 and knitting 3 together. And we're going to repeat that all over again. So into the next stitch, purl, knit, purl, and knit 3 together, purl, knit, purl, and knit 3 together, purl, knit, purl, and knit 3 together. And we have 4 stitches remaining. We're going to form our decrease now by purling 1 and then we are going to knit the last 3 stitches together, and that would complete round 5. So for round 6 we're also decreasing, and we have a semi break, we have a few purl stitches, and then we purl some stitches together. So just sort my needles out. So we're going to begin. I just want to make sure that my first stitches are not overlapping, which they were. So begin by purling 11, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, when you've purled 11, purl 3 together. Let's do that again. I felt something catching. Purl 3 together and then we're going to repeat that throughout the round. So purl 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, so bringing the balance up, we next purl 3 together. Whoops, we try and purl 3 together. 1, 2, 3, like so, that's better. And one final time, purl 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and end the round by purling 3 together. Now we should have 36 stitches, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36. Fantastic. So the next 2 rounds are as rounds 3 and 4 of the main pattern. So let's carry on. So round 7 would be the same as a round 3 of the main pattern. So beginning by knitting 3 together and then purl, knit, purl, and repeat that throughout the round. Knit 3 together, purl, knit, purl, knit 3 together, and purl, knit, purl, knit 3 together, and purl, knit, purl, knit 3 together, and carry on in pattern and keep going. So purl, knit, purl, knit 3 together, and purl, knit, purl, and knit 3 together, purl, knit, purl, knit 3 together, purl, knit, purl, knit 3 together, and the last stitch we purl, knit, purl. So that's round 7 completed. Now for round 8, which is a plain purl round, so purl all the way along. So that's round 8, just about complete now. A plain purl round there for round 8. Now round 9, another decrease round, and we are doing 2 sets of the main pattern. So purl, knit, purl into that first stitch. Knit 3 together, so that's 1 set. Now for a second set, purl, knit, purl. Knit 3 together. Now I want you to purl 1, so that has now decreased 2 stitches. Knit 3 together. Now repeat that sequence throughout, so 2 sets of the main pattern, purl, knit, purl into that first stitch, knit 3 together, next purl, knit, purl, and here we want to knit 3 together, so that's 2 sets. So now we do the decrease by simply purling 1, then knitting 3 together, and if I've been doing that correctly, that should leave one set of 4 there and another 2 sets of the main pattern. So we're repeating it one last time. So purl, knit, purl, knit 3 together, again purl, knit, purl, and knit 3 together, and we end on a decrease, so purl 1 there and knit 3 together. And that completes round 9. Now rounds 10 and 11, very easy. We are just going to purl 2 together throughout. So purling 2 together. So round 10, purl 2 together. Oops. So that's round 10 completed, and we're doing exactly the same thing for round 11. So we're rapidly running out of stitches. So round 11, keep going, purling 2 together. And we're left with 1 stitch there, so just purl that. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stitches remaining. So next, get an embroidery needle and go through the centre of the remaining stitches . what I may do is go back through that first stitch through to the inside, and then I'm going to draw all of those stitches in, something like that, and secure from the inside. So I'm now going to darn in and weave in all my loose ends and attach a pom-pom, and then that will be it. So I'd like to thank you for watching.